my article over the weekend, which was called Living in a Populist World, Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds, is an early study of crowd psychology by Charles Mackay, first published in 1841. Men, it has been well said, think in herds. It will be seen that they go mad in herds, while they only recover their senses slowly, one by one. Populism, populists, populist policy making, and extraordinary popular delusions have in fact been around for a very long time. Among the bubbles or financial manias described by Mackay are the South Sea Company bubble of 1711 to 1720, the Mississippi Company bubble of 1719 to 1720, and the Dutch tulip mania of the early 17th century. According to Mackay, during this bubble, speculators from all walks of life bought and sold tulip bulbs and even futures contracts on them. Allegedly, some tulip bulb varieties briefly became the most expensive objects in the world during 1637. A wave of populism has crisscrossed the world. As we scan the world today, we can confirm a populist has captured the Whitehouse. In the United Kingdom, populism saw Brexit win its referendum, and was best described by David Osler thus: I'm going to cancel Netflix and negotiate with each film producer separately to get the best deal for me and my family. Brexit. President Putin, of course, is the arch-populist, but Erdogan, Duterte, Narendra Modi are all mini-me's to Vladimir. Populist policy making reminded me of a passage from T.S. Eliot's The Hollow Men. Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom, between the conception and the creation, between the emotion and the response, falls the shadow. Life is very long, between the desire and the spasm, between the potency and the existence, between the essence and the descent, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom. The shadow to which T.S. Eliot is referring is this: President Trump's tax cut is presented as good for the average American taxpayer, but it patently is skewed in favor of the 1%. Narendra Modi's attempt to cleanse the black market economy via the extinguishing of banknotes was an abject failure. Duterte's red in tooth and claw assassination program against drug dealing has trampled over any human rights. The King of Saudi Arabia has generously allowed women to drive themselves around from 2018. Just let that sink in. President Trump, in his mind-boggling speech at UNGA, said this of Venezuela: the problem in Venezuela is not that socialism has been poorly implemented, but that socialism has been faithfully implemented. Change the word socialism for populism, and in fact Caracas is the harbinger of the direction in which the world is heading. I will leave the last words to Charles Mackay. Of all the offspring of time, error is the most ancient, and is so old and familiar an acquaintance, that truth, when discovered, comes upon most of us like an intruder, and meets the intruder's welcome.